I guess Pierre is really a hater. He got some fire beats, but apparently he a hater. That's why you don't hear much from him. It's unfortunate though.
I am Barack Obama. I am Barack Obama.
Let's see what happened to Pierre Bourne, dude.
Ever since Playboi Carti's breakout hits, Magnolia and Woke Up Like This, Pierre Bourne has been one of the most coveted producers in rap.
Indeed.
Producing multiple Billboard hits, and for the largest artists like Drake, Kanye, and Travis Scott. But what a lot of casual fans don't know is he's a vocal artist as well, with 3 million monthly listeners of his own. However, he still hasn't managed to blow up and hit the mainstream. Well, what if I told you it's partly because of how many people he's had beef with the likes of Juice WRLD, Lil Yachty, 6ix9ine, and more. I'm Rashad Fashir, and this is the story of how Pierre Bourne blackballed himself. In 2017, Pierre Bourne had a huge year. He produced Trippie Redd and 6ix9ine's breakout song, Polls 1469, that got them their first bit of attention, and then, as we all know, he produced Magnolia and Woke Up Like This, Playboi Carti's breakout hits, putting him on the map. So 2017 was no short of amazing for Pierre. He'd have massive success as a producer, and many were saying he had the potential to become the next Metro Boomin. However, it wouldn't take long for him to get into his first beef, which started with him standing up for himself as a producer. And it was with the infamous 6ix9ine. In October of
Bruh, come on, dude.
2017, 6ix9ine dropped Gummo on Worldstar's YouTube channel, and the video quickly began raking in millions of views, as viewers started wondering who this crazy rapper posted with 100 bloods and the number 69 tatted all over him was. And the song? Well, it was produced by Pierre, except the beat was never cleared by Pierre, and according to him, the beat was stolen. The beat originally came from a beat pack Pierre had sent to Trippie Redd. Trippie decided to use 2 of them, and without letting Pierre know, passed the 3rd one to 6ix9ine. At the time, 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd were formerly on the same label and were very close, except they eventually fell out, and one day, to his surprise, Gummo, 6ix9ine's breakout hit, was put out for free on YouTube and SoundCloud. After seeing how successful the song was, 6ix9ine's label immediately began trying to clear the beat. Pierre said he didn't care how much they were going to pay him, he was not clearing the song for release, and explained he wanted no part in it, explaining he didn't have any part in the recording process.
I wasn't involved in none of that. I don't even know where they recorded it.
Right. I'm not gonna lie though, a bag is a bag though. But I respect him. I respect him for this.
The label was shocked, but a miscommunication due to him being out of the country led to the song being okayed by accident and put it out on all platforms without Pierre's permission. So one day, randomly, he saw it released on his phone.
But this was on my phone. I see Gummo on Apple Music.
Pierre was furious. He had actually recorded his own vocals over the beat, and before 6ix9ine dropped the song, Pierre was planning on dropping his own version of the song himself. However, when 6ix9ine dropped Gummo, it ruined everything.
Gummo was like his big song, bro. Like the OG version is way better. Hold on. Martian, bitch, I'm out of space like a Martian. My chains YSL, you in Target. Rolling with a pen like I'm Charlotte. All over the web like I'm Charlotte.
Nigga in the hood with them Billy niggas and them Hoover niggas. You run up and they shooting niggas. We ain't hooping nigga. No KB, you a loser nigga.
That shit hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, bro. 6ix9ine, yeah, he got it. He got it for that.
Where in 2018, Pierre filed a lawsuit and was given 75% of the song after it was settled outside of court, plus a fat check. So in January of 2018, Pierre tweeted, I got 75% of Gummo. 6ix9ine clapped back, threatening Pierre. But that was that. In the end, Pierre took a huge financial W, but it wasn't great for his career as a solo artist. And this was the first sign of Pierre's ego, except back then you could argue he was just standing up for himself and not see it as being stubborn and unrealistic. The next beef Pierre would get into was with Tory Lanez, and it was due to Tory wanting to remix Playboi Carti's Magnolia, which Pierre had produced of course. Someone sent Pierre a text asking if Tory Lanez could use the Magnolia instrumental for a remix, and asked Pierre to send it to Tory. Pierre said, hell no. Carti even came out and said himself, we don't do that remix stuff. Don't remix my music. Stop asking my guy Pierre for beats. And the worst part about it is how bad the remix is and the beat. But there was never any bad blood from this either. The next rapper Pierre Bourne decided to beef with was the late Juice WRLD when he was a rookie, fresh off his breakout hits, like All Girls Are the Same. A lot of people don't know about this, and Pierre Bourne even produced one of Juice's biggest singles posthumously, Bad Boy, featuring Young Thug, which even had a Lyrical Lemonade video. At first, there didn't really seem to be any bad blood between the two, as Juice was known for how positive of a person he was. Until one day, when Pierre Bourne made a post on Instagram claiming Juice WRLD allegedly stole Pierre Bourne's album cover concept, stating, "Y'all gonna take my album cover too?" alongside various vomit emojis. He also shared his own PS1 themed cover of The Life of Pierre 4. showcasing the extremely original piece of artwork he had come up with. To be honest, it's just a PlayStation
Did he say extremely original, bro?
1 theme, and the art itself is completely different. Juice WRLD's Death Race for Love just had cars in it as well, and actually had more creativity. Ironically, Pierre wouldn't even be allowed to drop the
Let's keep it a bean. They're both buns. Both of those covers are kind of buns, I'm not gonna lie.
station cover due to copyright. So fans were confused and quickly found out Pierre had ulterior motives. It turned out Pierre was jealous of Juice WRLD. Pierre Bourne and Juice were both signed to the same label, Interscope, and at the time, Pierre was calling out a certain executive for pushing his album back, Aaron Sherrod, aka Digital Dash, who was working very closely with Juice WRLD. Furthermore, Juice WRLD previewed a song
The
with
Juice one is cool. It's alright. It's alright. Art is subjective, you know what I'm saying? Art is subjective. It ain't my style, you know what I'm saying?
Pierre
But I
had
like the
previewed
minimal
months
stuff, you know
before.
what I'm saying?
Back then, Pierre was really mad at Interscope, who had shelved him, meaning they weren't allowing him to drop music since the label thought he wouldn't sell well. And giving a young up-and-comer kid to Pierre, Juice WRLD, free reigns to drop whenever really pissed Pierre off. When Pierre Bourne was finally able to drop The Life of Pierre 4 in 2020, it sold 8,000 units.
Right?
Juice WRLD sold 165,000, 20 times the amount, the year prior on the album where he quote-unquote stole the cover art. So yeah, the label did make the right decision, and it was just embarrassing for Pierre. The next rapper Pierre had problems with was Lil Yachty.
Come
At one
on,
point,
bro,
these two
what?
were really close, and if you look them up on YouTube, they have tons of songs together. However, around 2021, things got tense between the two. It began when the rollout for Pierre's The Life of Pierre 4 began and Lil Yachty's Lil Boat 3 dropped. In an interview, Yachty was asked if there was going to be any more music between Yachty and Pierre.
Pierre Bourne is weird, bro. I don't want to talk about Pierre. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Me and Pierre used to be real.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. It sounds like it, bro. It sounds like it.
So Yachty tried to stay respectful, but he still called Pierre out. This was really weird, and to fans, all of a sudden, the relationship had done a 180. At one point, they even had a collab tape in the works in the beginning of 2020 and never came out. And when Yachty dropped Lil Boat 3, Pierre only made it onto one track. Yachty hadn't had a hit or have an album sell well during that time period. Eventually, they reconciled, but Pierre and Yachty have never worked since. And Yachty, well, his dry spell ended, and he's only gotten bigger. So Pierre ended up
Yachty is
burning
up,
a really big bridge, which is a shame because their sounds fit really well together. But Pierre's beef wasn't just limited to mainstream artists either. It was all inclusive. He didn't discriminate, and he would beef with a lot of underground rappers as well. Some
Bro
that would
said the
later
beef
surpass
was
him.
all
The first was
inclusive.
Lancey
That's
Foe
fire.
when he was a small rapper, and it was due to a song Lancey had sampled, Foreign by Playboi Carti in his largest song at the time, India. And no one even knew Pierre had a problem with it until at one of Pierre's shows, he randomly got on the stage and screamed,
We talk cut that off. You ain't cut it off. Y'all playing that's stealing my beats. Stop doing that. Not on that. Don't give a fuck who it was. Not on that. Niggas stealing T-Lock 5 songs. Dropping the shit. Playing the shit before I come on stage.
Alright, bro. I don't know, bro. This is exactly what I was about to say. Like, how you gonna be up on stage talking gangsta with auto-tune on, bro? Damn, bro. Nah, come on, bro.
At the time, Lancey was a small niche artist who probably wanted to work with Pierre. Honestly, it was completely unnecessary. As a producer, if anyone, Pierre should understand how sampling works. Lancey and Carti would eventually become quite close, furthering the rift between Carti and Pierre. And in today's scene, Lancey is a much bigger and more relevant artist than Pierre. Pierre
know
wasn't
about
just
that.
beefing
I
with
don't
other
know who that
artists,
is.
he'd have beef with his own artists that he'd signed to his own label. Pierre's own artists, Chavo and Shark, began dissing Pierre in 2022.
Alright, bro. Dissing his own artist on his own label? Like, come on, bro.
2022 and 2023, claiming they weren't getting any help from him, and Chavo called out Pierre for refusing to take him on tour, his own artist, despite landing his own large song himself, Michigan. He also said he was looking for producers, implying he'd no longer work with Pierre. Since Pierre is so acclaimed as a producer in rap, he has some really big connections, one of them being the man himself. Drake and Pierre have 2 songs together, where Drake sent him features. The
What up,
craziest
boy?
part is, fans like myself didn't even know until Drake commented, "My biggest regret was not finishing the last 2 bars on Drunken Nasty." Basically, Drake is on Pierre's popular song Drunken Nasty, but because the last 2 bars weren't complete, Pierre said no thanks to the Drake feature and decided to drop the song with him only. In a crazy turn of events, the song went viral on TikTok and became his
Oh,
most
for real?
popular song ever. Some fans even asked Pierre to put Drake on the remix, as Drake has skyrocketed a number of artists' careers over the years, saying it could have been Pierre's breakout moment. Furthermore, Drake has a verse on Pierre's other huge song, Poof, which is actually really good.
Hey, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. Because I fuck with Poof, that whole album and his second one, like as an artist, fire. I once considered him one of my, like, at least in the top 10 of my favorite producers for a period of time. There was one song that went super viral with like Young Nutty or something, and the sample is crazy. And the beat is just immaculate. Oh, Pissy Pamper, man, that shit. Hold on. Tell me this isn't one of the greatest beats of all time, bro.
They tryna be crack, yeah, they tryna be crack. Yeah, she wanna be cutty, that bitch is a baby. I'm a fucking house, I'm a 730. I been a pet like Kid Cudi. I smoke dope like Kid Cudi. Shop and get the slugs from me.
Moral to the story, kids, don't let that ego get to your head, bro. He boxed himself out of the rap game. Like, don't fumble Drake, bro. Like, I know Drake, you know, people don't really fuck with Drake sometimes, but like, that's the boy. Drake will get you places. So it's like, Drake is on some shit where it's like, just do what he says.